to CLNN. I'm your anchor, Mr. Jim Nasium. My co-anchor, Mr. Jaywalking, is once again absent this week. A note on that. Mr. Jaywalking has been missing for the past 2 weeks because he has been moving his sister, who is a traveling nurse, across country to San Francisco. And we know that this broadcast reaches far and wide to many ages, and we wanted to take one moment at the beginning of our broadcast today to thank all those who are essential workers and have been leaving their homes to care for and serve, all of the people who have needed it these past many weeks. We are grateful for each one of you, and we thank you. You're in our prayers and thoughts often. Moving on to some late-breaking news. Classes for CLS officially end next week on May 21st. That's next Thursday. And although classes may end, the festivities will not. MAPS testing for 3rd grade through 9th grade will be in session the following week. Please check your email for details on that. Not only that, but many other events are being currently discussed and hammered out as to final details, including an 8th grade banquet type celebration, graduation, award ceremonies, etc. One thing that we do know for sure is the Varsity Sports Awards will be sent out by email from one Miss Jen Brewer on May 21st. And that will be a video announcing the winners, as well as hopefully some thoughts from coaches and the like. So please be aware of that if you are in any varsity sports. Now, given that Jay is not here once again this week, we of course do have another submission from him. As he and I were speaking this week, determining what we wanted to broadcast to you, we did get some candid shots. I think they're up in the corner. I'm not sure if I actually looked in the corner or not, but there it is. But another section today of Jaywalking across America. Please enjoy.
Welcome back to Jaywalking Across the Country with your host, Mr. Jaywalking. That's me, if you didn't remember. Today, we're in Utah, in the northern part of Utah, Salt Lake City to be exact, and just outside of Salt Lake City, we're on Antelope Island. Antelope Island does have antelope on it, and an abundance of other wildlife. Some fun facts about Antelope Island: it is the one of 10 islands in and around the Salt Lake area. It's the largest at 42 square miles. And some of the wildlife that we've seen just today, we've seen pronghorn sheep, or antelopes. We've seen an abundance of bison crossing the road right in front of us, and we even saw a coyote be chased off by the bison. Very fun facts for today. The winding, picturesque roads of Antelope Island make us think back over the winding path that our lives often take. As we drove past the buffalo today, I was reminded of one of my favorite jokes. What did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off at school? Bye, son. I'm Jaywalking, and this is Jaywalking Across the Country. Remember, geology rocks, but geography is where it's at.
Bye, son. That's a great joke, Jay. Thanks again for sending us those thoughts from Utah this time. And now on to A Word From You. We are postponing our segment on A Word From You this week because while we did have several submissions, several people asked for slightly more time. So we're extending our Word From You this week till this coming Monday. That's right. You have the weekend now, a little bit of extra time to get your submissions in to Mr. Goodling of your impressions of teachers. We now come to another new and riveting segment. One of the teachers here, Mr. Goodling, has volunteered to take you into his home this week in a new segment entitled Cooking with Goodling. Let's see what he has for us this week. Let's see, put my glasses on here. Glasses are funny. It's almost like you take them off and become a different person. Anyways, hi CLS. It's Mr. Goodling. I miss you guys. We're going to make some chocolate chip cookies today. We're going to start with our ingredients. So first thing we're going to do is our flour. We need a cup of this. That's not going very well. We got the flour measured out, so we need some sugar next. And it's interesting, you need 2 types of sugar whenever you make chocolate chip cookies. You need regular sugar, and then you also need brown sugar, which tends to be really hard. So you kind of have to break it up, you know, and really kind of mess with it a bit. Chocolate chips are essential, so you just, you know, that's good enough for that. Okay, so I forgot to get the eggs, so we're gonna replace it with water instead. So that's probably enough water. And salt. Let's see. Whoa, that's our, well, okay, it'll be a little salty. Okay, so we're mixing, it doesn't look right. That's kind of super. We're just gonna go with it as it is. We put a little bit more flour in there, we should be okay. Now, I think you're supposed to use a tablespoon, so 1, this isn't really, it's kind of going everywhere. Maybe I'll just 2, oh boy. Okay, there we go, fixed. So now you put these in the oven, of course, for, you know, like 10, 15 minutes, I believe, and we'll see the end result very shortly here. All right, our timer went off, so we're gonna just grab these out of the oven. Oh yeah, look at that. And then, of course, look at that, there they are. And then, you know, of course, then you're gonna wanna put them on your cooling rack over here. And of course, you gotta have coffee, because everything goes good with coffee. Love you guys, miss you. Hope to see you again really soon. Have a great day. Wow, those chocolate chip cookies sure look delicious. In our final segment today, of course here at CLNN, we always like to leave you with a word of encouragement. And this week, we reached out to CLS's own Ann Stockton, and she has a word for all of you today. Ann?
Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well during quarantine. It's Ann Stockton here, and I just have an encouraging word for you guys. And I was gonna do one that Mr. Leach did last week, so if you want to find out what that verse was, you can go check back on that video. But I wanted to do Jeremiah 29:11, which has been a key verse in my life, and that one reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." And that Bible verse has been comforting to me during this time of uncertainty, and like as school's coming to an end and not knowing whether we'll be stuck in quarantine for summer or like everything's just uncertain. And if you guys have any anxiety, I just would recommend reading that verse and just reading the Bible and calling out to God, because He helps you. He really does. You can just feel His peace surrounding you, and like He loves you and He wants to be with you. And this is just really a great time, since we're all home, to really dive deep into the Word and get to know Him better. And that's just my encouragement for you guys. I'm praying for y'all. I miss you. I want to be back at school so bad, but that's okay. God had other plans, and we trust Him. Love you lots. Bye.
Thanks for that, Ann. Well, this concludes our broadcast from the Covenant Life News Network this week. We wish you all a happy weekend and a good last few days of school. Till next week, take care. Here we go. Is it recording? Fix the hair. I'm your anchor, Jay Walking. Nope, I'm not Jay Walking. My co-anchor this week, Mr. Jim J. Oh my gosh.
Go.
The Great Salt Lakes are
Those chocolate chip cookies. Well, those chocolate chip. Those chocolate chip cookies. Oh my gosh, I can't. Chocolate chip. You all have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful last few days. Dang it.